Hey, back with another video. These are just some things I've come to realize. You could call them theories. I know it to be true, just from my personal experience with energy and all of these things. I just want to be clear. This kind of touches on my last video, and also before I even get into that, I know you're thinking like, oh well, experience with energy. What is he talking about? I feel things very deeply. I'm an empath, and I know that I say energy just like your attention, your feelings, your emotions, all of these things. It's a form of energy. Uh, and so when I say energy, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Your livelihood, your life force, whatever, anything you want to call it. And I say I've dealt with it before because I have. I'm an empath. I can feel other people, in a way stronger than the typical person. But that's off topic, kind of. I want to get to the real issue here, the real point. And like I said, this kind of touches on my last video. This is a revelation that I've been knowing, kind of, and I just pieced it together so much because some of the symbolism, especially if you're a Christian, I'm talking to you. That logo, the fish logo for Christianity, the fish. It's not a complete fit, but it's shaped, has the fish spiral thing. It looks like a ribbon kind of, but it's sideways. It's supposed to be a symbolism for like Christ being the fisher of men. Okay, they got it right. Christ is the fisher of men, but not in the way you think it. It's bait. That, if you want to know the real evil behind that symbol, it's a bait. It's a trap. You know how the symbolism is supposed to be like, in their point of view, oh, Christ is the fisher of souls. It collects you and brings you out of the dangerous ocean, I guess, the world, whatever. Well, we all know the world's shit, or some of it's good, some of it's bad, whatever. That's not the point. The point is that this being is not who it claims to be. It's a spiritual being, but it comes from it comes from the demiurge, the evil god of this reality, of this dimension, and it has access to other dimensions, I'm sure of it, but it's the evil god of this reality, the demiurge, the all-seeing eye, all of that jazz. I'm not sure how many religions it controls. I know it controls all of the Abrahamic religions. For a fact that demiurge of this reality controls all of the Abrahamic religions. I know that for a fact. And there's other entities that can control reality to a spec as well. But the demiurge, the main overarching god, if you want to call it, I don't even like giving it that word, but the name, because it gives it power, I feel like. But that's regardless of what you want to call it. The demiurge, Christianity being one of the main biggest traps, because if you think about it, Christianity is the largest religion in the world. It's poison. Just getting out that, it's poison for you. All religion is poison. There's wisdom within some of the holy books, but you can take that apart from the book itself and just look at it as like, if you have any intelligence whatsoever, you can be like, okay, I don't believe the magic bullshit that's in the story, but that does have wisdom in some places in these books. Okay, we all agree on that. But going back to what I was saying, the fish symbol, I've come to this revelation, it is more sinister than you think it is. Fisher of souls, fisher of men, that's literally what it is. And the demiurge is the fisherman. And that hook with the bait, a piece of bait on it, that's Christ and his story of what he did not do. He didn't die on a cross. I don't even know if he was a real person, but I know he didn't die on a cross. He especially didn't die for your sins. He didn't come, and even most of all, he didn't rise. No, that's bullshit. But like, people, that's the bait. That's the chunk of meat, and we're the fish. We're swimming around, living our lives. And what this demiurge does, this evil god does, is it throws that hook out into the water, which is the Christ story. the story of that being. It throws it out in the water where fish from some people come along and they see the story and it really touches their heart. They bite the hook and it sinks into their fucking. It steals their energy. It takes their heart. It really touches them because they believe in this story of this man who died for them and went through so much pain and torture for them and took all your sins. It's a story to make you feel guilty. So basically, essentially, this story is made up, but it's a bait, and it's so yeah, they got the symbol right. Christ is the fisher, the demiurge is the fisherman. Christ is the bait, and they're both together fishing for your fucking soul, fishing for your life energy, fishing for your energy. They steal your energy, your praise, your prayers, your worship, all of this shit. They steal that. It's like food for them. They grow from that. Knowing how energy, just in general, they're energy spiritual beings. I don't know enough about the spirit world and the other dimensions to know exactly how this works, but I know this is what it is because it just is. That feeling when because I was a Christian before, and you give your energy to this being, you pray, and it makes you feel kind of good, but it's a reassurance. It's not a good thing because you give your energy away and you feel, okay, I prayed up, I'm good. I feel like I truly love this being. And you ever notice how sometimes you hear back from this, or like if you were previously a Christian, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes these prayers, sometimes things happen. It makes it seem like, oh, my prayer was answered, and sometimes nothing fucking happens. Well, that's because to do anything, a prayer, to answer prayer, anything, this being has to give up some of its energy. And that is a big task for this being because it collects energy like a fucking parasite. It steals your energy and the energy from countless other motherfuckers across the world. And to answer a prayer, it has to give up a little bit of its own energy. And you see, God's all powerful. No, God's not all powerful. God's only powerful, or the demiurge is only powerful because we as humans over many of centuries have gave it energy and made it powerful. This being is not powerful. It is only powerful because we have made it that powerful. At least the demiurges. I don't know if there's any higher sources of power or infinite energy that doesn't rely on, maybe not. I don't know about that enough, but I do know about this because I've just experiences with this being. They constantly tell you, Christianity constantly tell you to pray up, pray up, pray up. I know why they tell you that, because it gives that energy. It gives that being your energy. And sometimes you'll get your prayers answered. Sometimes you won't. Most of the time you won't never get them answered, and that's because they like to throw, excuse me. God works in mysterious ways. Oh, mysterious ways. No, it's not mysterious because it doesn't want to give you the energy because it's precious to it. It's like a fucking gold bar to us humans. It doesn't want to give up any of that gold unless it feels like it needs to, in order for you to give it more. It's only going to give if it knows, if it predetermines that you're going to give it more in the future because of what it gave you. See, it's bullshit. It's all a trap. Yes, that logo is right. But if you look at it from how I'm looking at it, it changes things and it makes you realize, holy fucking shit. This is no game. This is actually evil as fuck. Once again, I'll state it. Stay away from religion, especially from the Abrahamic religions. There is no good to be had with them religions. I mean, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, them three religions, stay the fuck away from them. If you know what's good for you. They're a trap. It's a soul trap. Steals your energy. Baits you with these stories of what these people did long ago. That's all bullshit. It baits you with them and makes you feel guilty, makes you feel like you need to worship this being. And yes, their spirit is real. Muhammad's spirit, Christ's spirit. What's it called? Yahweh. Oh, fuck that motherfucker. But Yahweh's spirit. They're all real spirits, but they're spiritual beings that rely on energy. And to be said, they rely on that energy, so they're only going to give if they know they can take more. It's a lot to think about, I know, but just trust me when I'm saying this. It's a trap, and And the bait is their stories of what they did for us, what they what they went out of their way and did for us, or what they did to others. Just don't fall for it. The original being itself is the demiurge. It was before religion. It's always been in this reality. I don't know what the source of creation is. What being, if the demiurge itself, I say demiurge. No, I'm not really a Gnostic, but these ideas relate to Gnosticism. Yadabath, or Yadabath, whatever the fuck its name is. That's like supposed to represent the demiurge. I'm not really a believer in Gnosticism, but I know a lot of these ideas come from that in a way. But I do believe that there is a god of this reality that's evil. It's out for gain, not give. I do not believe it's infinite consciousness or infinite energy. I believe it has to obtain energy, and then it'll give a little here and there. I do not believe it's infinite. If it is, we're fucked. But I do know that being has existed for billions of years. Reality, as long as reality or this dimensional plane of existence has existed, that being has been. Religion, most Abrahamic religions came from that being speaking in a way, giving energy, creating ideas in that these people's heads. These insane, murdering, genocidal religions. Genocide in most of these, all religions. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, genocide was in the religion. Murder, pillage, slaves, all of these horrible things were in these religions. It came from the God of this reality. The demiurge, I call it, just because that's just a word that's popular, really used a lot to describe this being. And these stories are created to like a hook, line, and sinker, to get you to believe in it, to get you to give your life to it. Essentially, some people literally give their life away. Christianity, it says, do you have to give up your life and choose me? Like, literally, insane shit. You're supposed to lose your fucking life. Your small existence. You only get like 70, 80 years here if you're lucky. Which shit, for me, like, fuck, I don't even want to be here as long as I've been here, which is only 23 years, and I think that's too long for me. But fuck, people who actually enjoy their life, they only get like 70, 80, 90 years if they're lucky. And if you're a religious person, you're supposed to give up your whole life, all of that to these religious figures you truly can't even see. You can feel them to a degree because of their energy, their spiritual essence, but you can't even see them. You can't even really talk to them. And they all demand this trust and faith and belief in their insane ways of thinking. There's wisdom from each and every one of them books in some ways or another. Yeah, like I said earlier in the video, I give them that. But like, if you really get down to it, it's fucking insane. Just think about what I've said in this video. It's a trap. They hook, line, and sinker. They bait you up with these stories. Christianity bait you up with the cross and how he died for you, went through so much torture and pain for you. Baits you up, makes your heart feel, especially people that feel deeply, empaths. They see the story, they hear the story, and like, holy shit, I really need to worship this dude because he went through so much for me. But no, it wants your energy. It is hungry for your energy. It is like a goddamn monster. It wants to eat you, gobble you right up. It wants to eat that life force of yours. Live your life within reason. Live your life the way you want to live it within reason. Don't give your life up for something that doesn't even show you its face, doesn't even speak to you, doesn't really care about you unless you give it energy. I mean, like, just don't give your life up for some insane fucking spiritual interdimensional beings. We have no clue about what they truly are, what they truly want. Do they want love? It's hard to see that. I don't see that. If they do, they don't make it obvious, especially from the past of all their fucking, like I said, all the religions and their supposed God. And it's funny because these religions, especially Islam and Christianity, but Judaism too, they all go against each other. They attack each other. Especially in the past, it's been more prevalent. And it's the same God behind all of them. It's the same evil motherfucker, chaos bringing God behind all of these religions, pulling the strings on all of them, clashing against each other. I think there's different aspects, or different archetypes of this same God within each and every one of these religions, but it all comes from a singular source of like this evil being. This one being gets all of that, their energy. It's insane, but it's deep thoughts that you need to think about. This goes out to believers and non-believers, just to spread the word. It is what it is, but just think about what I'm saying. That's all. Till next time. Peace.